What if the secret to a calm mind is hidden in something you do every day? In Buddhist tradition, monks did not avoid work. They found peace in it. Simple tasks like sweeping the floor or washing dishes became their practice. But in modern life, we see chores differently. They feel boring, repetitive, something to finish as quickly as possible. So we rush. We think about the next thing. We try to get it over with. And because of that, the mind never rests. It is always moving, always thinking. But what if chores are not interruptions? What if they are opportunities? Opportunities to slow down, to be present, to quiet the mind. Today, you'll learn how simple daily tasks can become a form of meditation, bringing calm, clarity, and peace into your everyday life. Think about how you feel when you have to do chores, washing dishes, cleaning your room, doing laundry. For most people, these tasks feel boring, something to finish quickly, something to get out of the way. So the mind reacts. I don't want to do this. This is a waste of time. I have better things to do. This is the modern mindset. We see everyday tasks as meaningless, and because of that, we resist them. But notice what happens when you resist. You rush, you feel impatient. Your mind starts thinking about the next thing. You are not really there, you are thinking about the future. What will I do after this? When will this be done? And this creates mental noise. Even a simple task begins to feel heavy, not because the task is difficult, but because the mind is pushing against it. The Buddha taught that suffering often comes from resistance, not from what we are doing, but from not wanting to do it. For example, washing a dish is simple. It takes only a few moments. But when the mind says, I don't want this, the experience becomes unpleasant. The body is doing one thing, but the mind is somewhere else. And this creates tension. So the problem is not the task itself. The task is neutral. It is just an action. The problem is the resistance we bring to it. When we fight the moment, even small things feel difficult. But when we stop resisting, something changes. The same task feels lighter, simpler, easier to move through. And this leads to a simple but powerful insight. The problem is not what you are doing. It is how you are relating to it. And when you change that relationship, even the most ordinary task can become calm and peaceful. In Buddhist practice, there is a simple but powerful idea, samaho. It means calm, steady awareness. While you are doing something, not separate from life, but inside it. Most of the time, when we do a task, we are not really there. The body is working, but the mind is somewhere else, thinking, planning, worrying, so the action feels empty. But with samaho, something changes. You bring your full attention to what you are doing. For example, washing dishes. Instead of rushing, you slow down. You feel the water, the temperature on your hands, the movement of your fingers. You notice the sound, the rhythm, the simple motion of cleaning, nothing extra, just this. At first, it may feel unusual. The mind may want to leave. It may say, this is boring. But gently, you bring it back to the water, to the movement, to the present moment, and slowly, something shifts. You are no longer just doing the task. You are observing it. You are aware of each small detail, and in that awareness, the mind becomes quieter, because it is no longer jumping from thought to thought. It is resting in the action itself. This is the key shift. From doing to observing, from rushing to being present. And when you are fully present, even a simple task changes. It no longer feels like something to finish. It becomes something to experience. The Buddha taught that mindfulness can be practiced in every moment, not only in meditation, but in walking, eating, cleaning. And this leads to a powerful insight. Any task can become meditation when you bring your full presence to it, because it is not the task that creates peace. It is your awareness within it. The mind is always moving, jumping from one thought to another, from the past to the future, from one idea to the next. This constant movement creates noise. Even when your body is still, the mind keeps talking. This is why it feels restless. But there is something very simple that helps the mind settle: repetition. In modern life, we often see repetition as boring. Doing the same thing again and again feels like something to avoid. But in Buddhist practice, repetition is not a problem. It is a tool. When you repeat a simple action, washing, sweeping, folding, you create a rhythm, a steady pattern. And when you follow that rhythm with awareness, the mind begins to slow down. For example, when you sweep the floor, you move your hand back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If you stay with that movement, your attention becomes steady. The mind has something simple to rest on. It is no longer jumping everywhere. It is following one continuous flow. At first, thoughts may still appear, but if you keep returning to the movement, they begin to fade. Not because you force them away, but because the mind becomes less interested in them. It finds stability in the rhythm. This is how repetition becomes grounding. It brings you out of scattered thinking and into a steady, calm awareness. Over time, you may notice something surprising. What once felt boring now feels peaceful, because the mind is no longer searching for stimulation. It is content with simplicity. The Buddha taught that a restless mind creates suffering, but a steady mind creates peace. And repetition helps you build that steadiness. It trains the mind to stay, to focus, to settle. And this leads to a simple but powerful insight. Repetition does not make the mind dull. It makes the mind quiet. And in that quiet, there is a deep sense of calm that is always available. Most people see their home as just a place to live, a place to rest, to eat, to sleep. But in Buddhist practice, your space can become something more. It can become a place of awareness, a place of practice. Instead of thinking, I have to clean this, you shift your perspective. This is where I practice being present. Your home becomes like a small monastery, not because it is perfect, but because of how you relate to it. When you clean, do it with care. Slow down your movements. Wipe a surface with attention. Fold clothes with awareness. Place objects gently, not rushing, not trying to finish quickly, but being fully there. You begin to treat even simple objects with respect. A cup, a plate, a piece of clothing, not as things to use and forget, but as part of your environment. This changes the feeling of the space. When your actions are calm, the environment becomes calm, and when the environment is calm, the mind follows. Because your outer world reflects your inner state. If you move with stress, your space feels chaotic. If you move with awareness, your space feels peaceful. This is not about perfection. It is not about having everything organized perfectly. It is about presence, about how you engage with what is in front of you. Over time, something changes. Your home feels lighter, more peaceful, more supportive, and your mind begins to feel the same, because you are no longer rushing through your environment. You are living within it, consciously. The Buddha taught that mindfulness can be applied to everything, even the smallest actions. And this leads to a simple but powerful insight. How you treat your space is how you treat your mind. And when you bring care and awareness into your environment, you create a quiet, steady place, both outside and within. The purpose of this practice is not only to feel calm during chores, it is to bring that calm into your whole life. At first, you practice while doing simple tasks, washing dishes, cleaning, folding clothes. But slowly, you begin to carry the same awareness into other moments, into conversations. When someone is speaking, you listen fully, not thinking about what to say next, not distracted, just listening. Into work, you focus on one task at a time, with the same calm attention you used before. Into daily situations, walking, waiting, even small pauses in your day. You remain present. Instead of rushing through everything, you begin to experience each moment more clearly. And something changes. You feel less stress, because you are not constantly jumping ahead. You feel more clarity, because your attention is steady. You feel more grounded, because you are connected to what is happening now. This is the deeper purpose of mindful action, not just to calm the mind during one activity, but to transform how you live. The Buddha taught that there is no separation between practice and life. Practice is life. Every moment is an opportunity to be aware, to be present, to be calm. You don't need special time or special conditions. You only need awareness. And when awareness becomes part of everything you do, peace is no longer something you visit. It becomes something you live. And this leads to a simple but powerful insight. There is no difference between life and practice. When you are present, every moment becomes part of your path. Take a quiet moment to reflect. No task in your life is meaningless. Even the simplest action can become a moment of awareness. Washing a dish, folding clothes, cleaning a small space. These are not just chores, they are opportunities. Opportunities to slow down, to be present, to quiet the mind. The Buddha taught that mindfulness is not separate from daily life. It is found within it. Peace is not somewhere far away. It is available in simple actions, right in front of you. So gently ask yourself, what if your next chore became your moment of calm? If this message resonated with you, consider subscribing for more teachings on calm, clarity, and mindful living.